This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Wednesday, November the 19th. Starting out, China's corn demand. And we talk a lot about their soybeans, but I want to talk about their corn just for a little bit here. China's corn imports in the month of October, 360,000 metric tons. Now, that really doesn't seem like a lot, and it's pretty much a drop in the bucket, but it is a 500% increase from what they imported in September and 43% more corn than they imported in October 2024. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, why? Especially with another 1.3 million metric tons of corn reportedly loaded out of Brazil and en route to China. China's been telling us they have this bumper corn crop and it's great, and that there was no losses from the floods that they had here over the past several months. But their indications tell us elsewhere. I almost think that they probably did harvest the crop, and yeah, there were some losses, but China probably needs some corn to blend with the corn that they harvested. A lot of reports of mold, some corn not even feed quality corn. So, bottom line is, I'm going to keep an eye on China. I'm not saying that they're going to move the needle on the global corn demand or global stocks or anything like that, but the simple fact that they may need corn, demand is demand. And we already have a global corn crop carryout that's down 10 million metric tons from last year. We highlighted that yesterday. So keep an eye on that demand perking up. Second thing I'm watching here today, the Brazilian crusher Abiav put out their crop estimate yesterday, 177.7 million metric tons, down slightly from that 178.5 million metric tons that they estimated previously. Not a huge decline by any means at all, but it does show that maybe the Brazilian soybean crop is as big as it's going to get. Some of these estimates have been quite a bit higher than that. Not really seeing them come through. Now it's still a larger crop than last year, when Brazil harvested 172.1 million metric tons of soybeans. But the fact remains, the crop is starting to, we're seeing some cracks in this great big huge crop estimate, similar to we did in the United States this last production year. Bottom line is, though, Abiyav looking for a soybean crush of 60.5 million metric tons. That's up 2 million from last year. Exports 111 million metric tons, also up 2 million metric tons from last year. I'd keep an eye on them. Brazil is using a lot of soy oil, and they have a lot going on at home with their soybeans. I'm questioning the export forecast a little bit. Could see them obviously, but with China back buying from the United States, at least some, I expect to see those numbers out of Brazil get altered here a little bit. And the third and final thing, as long as we're talking soybeans into China, I raised the question yesterday. China bought a lot of soybeans out of Argentina when they had their little tax break down there. Upwards of 20 million metric tons is what we were told. Question you have to ask now, are those soybeans going to get delivered? Or with China's recent activity of buying U.S. soybeans, is there a chance that some of those Argentine sales could be arbitraged out to the United States? And bottom line is, I'm going to way oversimplify this just for conversation's sake. Arbitrage means you bought a product from one supplier and you're going to switch it to another. There's contract. There's a switch in there. Bottom line, and it can be for a million reasons, but the bottom line is you're going to swap out your origination points on your purchases. Some are optional origin. There can be a million different reasons. I'm not going to go into them all, but the bottom line is the soybeans that China booked from Argentina may not get delivered. They may take U.S. soybeans instead, or take soybeans out of the United States with those Argentine ones, because the quality of Argentine soybeans is pretty suspect. So there's some happenings there that may be worth watching a little bit. I'm not saying we're going to get all 20 million metric tons of soybeans out of Argentina that China booked, but we could see some of them swapped over here. It's kind of an interesting factor. See if that plays out. China's a master at that. Wouldn't put it past them. Those are the three things I'm watching today.